Right, good evening boys and girls and welcome to TMA Live. This is the Pidge and I'm joined by a young man, still a young man, Daniel Dean, and the myth, the man, the myth, the legend, Moobs Deano.
Hello people, Moobs,
I am
back.
Well done for sorting out the camera, mate. Well
yes.
done. And Susan, big shout out to Susan as well, so well done. Right, okay, plenty to talk about, guys. I'm also going to delve into Watford on this day, so every podcast we'll do on this day as well. We're going to do Tales from the Vic first with Moobs, he went to that, and also Will Frostrom was there, which was brilliant.
Yes,
good. Other things we're going to talk about, obviously, we'll give you a debate on do you think Deano as well, Deano would fit into an England side. We've obviously heard Gareth Southgate's comment. You would definitely, but Deano would. Possible call-ups, whatever you think, who should be called up in the future England squads as well. Obviously, we know the obvious ones, but obviously this is Watford related. We've got Gracia, Manager of the Month. Brilliant, well deserved, and the season ahead, so get your opinions on for that. Also, we'll have a quick chat about England, Spain as well, and moving forward, obviously, international break podcast, we'll look at that. And a bit of non-league from Stato himself as well. So, Tales from the Vic, mate. How did it go? Because you said it was a blinder.
No, it was. It was what some of us now like to refer to as a peaky blinder. It was that good. You know, the atmosphere beforehand was electrifying. Everyone had literally come straight out of the ground, gone straight down to the Palace Theatre in Watford. Everyone's still buzzing from the win over Tottenham, and it was, you know, even before it got going, everyone took their seats. There was chants of U-horns going up like throughout the whole auditorium. Adam Leventhal was 10 minutes late out because he was watching the highlights because he didn't actually get to see the game, bless him, because he was too busy doing his rehearsals for the evening. But no, it was a fantastic night. Will Frostrom, Neil. I know. Oh no, we're back. Will Frostrom, Neil Cox, Les Taylor were the three. Andy Hessenthaler was meant to be the fourth man there, but due to a very serious family incident, he had to pull out at the last minute, which he issued an apology over. Yeah. But guys, if you haven't heard and if you didn't go last Sunday, but you have a ticket for the part 2 evening, which is in November, they are hopeful that Andy will be able to take part in that one at some point in some capacity. But they have to. But he's got to check with everything to make sure he is available. And apparently he was going to lift the lid on a few things as well.
Tempting.
It sounded like he was going to come clean over some things. So I think in regards to, you know, I know we call him a short, greedy, what's it and everything.
Rascal.
Yeah, rascal. I think there was going to be some, he was going to lift the lid on that a little bit. So, but yeah, no, fantastic evening. Great to hear the stories. Some of the ones Neil Cox come out with were just sublime. You know, the only person that can get away with it when Ray Lewington was in charge was him, sitting in the bar till 4 o'clock in the morning pretending to drink coffee when actually he found out they were drinking vodka. Manager wasn't impressed, but you know, that was when they went on that famous pre-season tour to Ibiza.
Very famous.
Very famous. But yeah, no, it was a fantastic night. Like I say, the place was just buzzing from the Spurs win. Everyone was up for it. You know, everyone was enjoying themselves. It was funny. Will Frostrom and Les Taylor were, you know, telling us many stories. I think the main story for me from two stories from Wilf was one when he first said he joined the club. That apparently Taylor had this policy where everyone who joined the club, who were playing for the club, they had to live in Watford. And the problem he had was, he said at the time, he goes, he just bought a house up north.
Oh, yeah.
He bought his first house up north with his wife. She was pregnant as well, and they moved down, and they were like, we can't afford anything in Watford, and he had to get special permission to move to not live in Watford. Yeah. But to move to Leverstock Green in Hemel.
Oh, well.
So he ended up living in Leverstock Green in Hemel.
Where Sir Dunk is from.
Although Wilf probably didn't need a sat nav, unlike Dunk. Yeah, but yeah, he lifted the lid on that, and also he, some of the guys, you might have actually been there. He also lifted the lid on his red card as well in the famous game against that team from Junction 10 of the M1. For those of you that weren't there, it was a case of the ref had to send him off to avoid a riot breaking out, which was why he famously missed the cup final just a few weeks later. So it was disappointing. He said he was disappointed over it, and you know, I think if he could turn back the clock, he certainly would, and rectify it all. But you know,
Yeah.
but yeah, like I say, a great night all round. It was really good friendly laughter. All the boys were just like having a laugh and a joke, and you know, I think Neil Cox come out with one of the best ones under Taylor. He said, he goes, he'd only been at the club a couple of days. I think he'd already played one game for us, had a bit of a shocker, and Taylor threatened to sell him because at that time, he goes, you could be moved on within a matter of before you'd even known it, and he decided to knuckle down and get his head on and actually, you know, start playing. But interestingly enough, he also lifted the lid on his times when the players had to take a wage deferral when we were in serious trouble.
Yes, yeah. 2002, wasn't it?
Yeah, when we had the cup runs.
That's it.
And you know, one thing that led to it all happening was the fact that, you know, that they went on this. They all pulled together. He said the unity within the squad was out of this world. And they said there was a lot of toing and froing about how much of their wages they were going to have to defer. You know, he said, you know, I think Simpson at the time said he wanted at least, I think it was 17%. I think it
was
something ridiculous, and
yeah.
Coxey had to go in and fight on the players' behalf and say, look, you can't do this to all the squad. Some of the guys don't even, you know, we're all on different money. You know, you can't do it. So in the end, they come to an agreement. Coxey went back to the players and said, look, will you lot agree to this? And so I think it was 8% in the end, 8 or 12, it was something like that. And they all said, yeah, we'll do it. Well, after the cup run, you know, when we got to the semi-final against those deluded plonkers in
Dunstable, wasn't it?
No, up north.
Oh, deluded. They're all deluded.
Yeah, Liverpool against Liverpool after the cup run.
The twatteries.
Yes, the twattery. You know, they realised that the club had made enough money from it all, and they all got together and they said, well, can we get our money? Can we have our wages back? You know, we deferred it, we towed the line.
Yeah, they've worked hard for it.
We've worked hard for it. So Graham Simpson called a meeting, and this was straight from Neil Cox, by the way. This isn't like made up stuff. This is from Neil Cox himself, from Tales from the Vic. And he said, so he went there and sat down, and they were all talking away. And he goes, look, you know, worked our socks off. We've done what you've asked us to do. We've had great cup runs. You know, give back the players the money that they earn. Give them what they owe them. So Graham Simpson sat there and went, yeah, I'll consider it. And he went, what do you mean you'll consider it? I can't do that. This is people's livelihoods you're playing with. And Simpson then went out, come back in, and came to a compromise with him. And he said, right, I've had a thought. And he went, what's that? He goes, you're the only one that's going to get your money back. Everyone else won't see a penny of it. And he went, he like laughed and joked, yeah, okay, nice one. Yeah, right, I'll be back in a minute. He walked out, got up and walked out, went and saw the players. Because of the unity that they all had, they all stuck together. Yeah. And Coxey vowed that he was not going to betray the players. So he went and told them what had been said, and they all went mad. They said, no way. They said, you can't do that. And he goes, no, I know, that's why I've refused. Refused it point blank. And he ended up going back in. He goes, give them the money back. Yeah. Basically telling him. And Simpson just, I think, pretty much laughed at him. And a few angry exchanges came out. And subsequently, he walked out and told him to off. In a big old way, and I think that pretty much led to the end of his demise as a Watford player, because I think soon after that, or that summer, I think he was actually sold on. So, but but it was announced that the players did get their money back. They were eventually reimbursed for everything. So, but yeah, no, like I say, it was a top night. And hearing, because I was born in the '80s, I didn't really grow up with it all.
No.
So hearing Will Frostrom and Les Taylor talk about what life was like for them in the '80s playing for Watford was absolutely phenomenal. It'd have been lovely if Hessenthaler had been there, because you'd have had the '80s, the '90s, and the noughties. You had the four
eras,
four
generations,
eras.
as it were, wasn't it?
But unfortunately, you couldn't make it. But it's if you go into the second part of it, if you're at the first part and you got a ticket for the second part, if that one's anything to go by, the next one's going to be even better. I don't even know how they're going to do it, or let alone top it even. But yeah, no, it was a great night, fantastic night, great insight. Like I say, Les Taylor and Will, they were talking about like the times like on the European tour, when they qualified for Europe. It was just truly amazing. Loved every minute of it. So it was it was definitely a good one.
No, brilliant.
Could not fault it. So and if you didn't go, you're a bit silly, because there were some tickets left. There were some tickets left. You could have gone.
Jesus.
Makes me angry. More on that later.
Right, guys, I'll give us a big shout out. Two things. First, Helen Long and Lisha. Yeah. Our thoughts and prayers go out to them with their sad loss. Obviously, most of us have heard about the sad loss as well. So just thoughts and prayers go out to them in this really difficult time. Don't want to delve on it too much, but there is a Just Giving page on Enjoy the Game as well that Shorty has set up. So go on to Enjoy the Game. I think we've probably shared it on our page. If not, just go and Enjoy the Game and donate what you can to them, help them out as well. And also, Philip Stevenson's son has been in a bad way. Hopefully he makes a full recovery. He's posted enough on his Facebook as well.
I was going to say, there is an update on that.
Go on.
They have got to the bottom of the problem.
Yeah.
And I think it might be tomorrow. This was from Phil's own Facebook status. His son is on the mend. He thanks everyone for their wishes. So if you have sent him a message, him and his family are deeply grateful for it. But yeah, they've got to the doctors have identified the problem. They've got to the bottom of it, and he is due for a minor operation. I think it could be tomorrow or some point this week. So
fingers crossed, right?
hope it all goes well. But yeah, I did see that earlier. I was meant to
that's a bit of good news, mate. I'm more than happy with that. Right, okay, just remember, we've apologies for the technical issues. Facebook's mucking about with my computer, so I don't know what, but
we're actually using my mobile phone today.
Yes, a shout out to Sue, but also to Moobs for sorting out the camera as well. So well done, you two. Just remember, guys, go on to YouTube, WD18 Watford Fans channel, like, share, and subscribe to get the latest fan views, post and pre-match news, transfers, everything. They've got vlogs and they do little podcasts on YouTube as well. Get on there, like, share, and subscribe with them. Paul Muzzy and his vlogs. Get onto YouTube, like, share, and subscribe with him as well. And a big shout out to Ashby St Eve, Jim Cook. Thanks for the logos, mate. As ever, we always repeat that, but thank you ever so much. Get on Google Ashby St Eve. Get your superior t-shirts, gifts, and souvenirs from Watford and other clubs as well. So get on there, message him as well, and just get your ideas over to him, and he may be able to design something for you. We've got an official Graham Taylor TMA t-shirt as well, and we've got an Alec Chamberlain one with the two logos, the official sponsor of the TMA podcast, Sweets for All, and us as well. So get on there and buy your superhero t-shirt. So right, okay, so there's we'll play devil's advocate with Deany for England. Guys, get your opinions through for Deany for England. Do you think he's worth his at least a call up to the squad, or even starting? It's really up to you. This is your opinions. Deany for England, and also if you can give us Angela evening, and also possible call-ups. Midfield, we obviously know the Shalabars, the Hughes, even the Cleverleys could possibly get a call-up in the future. We debated this last year about this, and we thought they were going to get a call-up. Deany was very close. Southgate in the week has said that, and we've said this today, fair play to him, because he's come out, he hasn't sat on the fence. He said, sadly, that he will not pick Deany. purely because it's the way he's playing the team and he's looking for a more youthful side to the team.
Exactly.
But as playing devil's advocate, I'll be judge and we do jury. What do you want to do? For and against? Who wants to do for and against?
I'd like to say for Deany because I'd like to see.
Do you want to do the for and do you want to do the against or for a second?
I'm not fussed, mate.
You put the case through.
I'm for it.
Right, you go against then. You do for right. You do against then. Why do you think he shouldn't get picked for England?
Well, he shouldn't.
Shouldn't. And then we'll do a
It's
swap.
just like Southgate said, it just wouldn't suit England, would it? I'd love to see him there, but I just couldn't see him fitting in with Kane or someone like that. It's not that he likes the ball too much in the air, which he doesn't. He can play it with his feet, but I think he's strongest when it is lumped up there, and he's going to give it a bit of Deany style. It is sort of bullying, isn't it? But physically, he's in some ways he could fit in, but no, like Southgate said, I just couldn't see him fitting in with that squad. No, he's good enough. He's got the effort, he's got the guts, determination, he's got all that, but I just think age is against him now. I think he's...
Right, go on, 4. What do you think he should be in the squad for?
I think he should be because he's deserved it. You know, he's sorted out his personal problems. He's sorted out all the off-the-field issues. He's come back this season. He's come back mentally prepared. He's physically stronger. We've all said it. He's shed the weight. For me, there was a time a couple of years ago under Flores when, yes, he should have been called up, and that was without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I could still see him fitting in. You know, they accommodated Jamie Vardy enough. And for me,
actually.
You know, it's also another penalty taker because Deany is a penalty taker.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah.
Maybe not against the big teams, maybe not against the likes of your Brazils, maybe against Germany, but you know, someone like Brazil and Spain, maybe he wouldn't suit playing against them.
In some ways, you could be right with his strength. They wouldn't like
but you go against some of the lesser nations, and I'll say like someone like Bosnia, Switzerland, you know, nations like that who have got big bulky guys. And don't forget, Bosnia play Edin Dzeko.
Yeah,
you know, he's a big bulky, he's a big striker, and they find a way to accommodate him.
Yeah,
and I think for me, against the lesser teams, against the lesser nations, Deany would stand a chance.
Right, Colin agrees with, sorry Moobs, Colin agrees with, he said Deany should, there are a few forwards of this style left in the game, i.e. an Andy Carroll or Deany. As much as we knock Andy Carroll's injuries, he's similar like a Deany sort of thing, big, bold and strong, style left in the game, and would give us something different. And Russell Charge has also, evening Russell, has also said definitely worth a call-up. But I'll tell you what, like I said, being a front against for the against, I think there's a lot more stacking up for him being in there purely on his form as well. But against Southgate, like we said, Southgate remained clear that it's not the fact he's not good enough; it's he wouldn't fit the system. Which is, he was specific. He didn't say, "Oh well, he's a really good player," and then he tried to dive off somewhere. He's actually said, "I've looked at 2 possible candidates." Mate boy from Bournemouth, Callum Wilson, and he's looked at Troy, and he's basically said that Callum's got more of a chance because of the system he plays. And the only thing I would say against is he can't play up top on his own. He would struggle a little bit. If Southgate had played 2 up top, say how would he do 3-4-1-2, for argument's sake, Deany would be effective because he'd play alongside Kane. If you could accommodate him, he'd play alongside Kane. Kane's more of a Southgate player. He can play up top on his own. He's that good. He can play on top of his own. I just think Kane, in terms of both of them, we all know he's a miles better player in terms of that role. How he plays. I think that's the thing that Southgate was very open about, which I respect.
I
say he weren't good enough.
I praise Southgate for coming out and saying that because I think that's the sign of a good manager. But you know, the other thing I'd say is with Deany is that he can hold the ball up. So if he is up top on his own, and he gets it, but pings it into his chest, brings it down. If he's got players alongside him that are prepared to run on, then you know it makes it easier for him because then it becomes more than just a one up top. The options are there to make it a 2-3-4-5 pronged attack. and he ends up with more options, and he's likely to get service. So I think for me, yes, I think he could. You know, why don't Southgate give him a try? Give him a half. Give him 45 minutes.
Well, that's true.
You know, try him against a lesser team.
Yeah.
You know, like I just said, like the likes of Switzerland, the likes of, you know, maybe someone like Estonia or, you know, Slovakia, we've had trouble with over the years. You know, Slovenia as well. They've got big players. You know, let's rough them up. You know, some of those guys play in the Prem that play for their nationalities. You know, how many times has Deany roughed them up? And how many times have they come out and said, that's one player we fear playing against?
Yeah.
He does it, you know, against those nations that those players play for. Like I say, you exclude like the top 4, 5, 6 that we know who are the top 4, 5 or 6. The lesser ones, he'd stand a bloody good chance. You know, I can't see why, but you know, Southgate's got his opinion, and we all have to respect it. He is the manager at the end of the day. Well,
Mr. Beasley said he's actually sorted himself out, rather than you've finally found out how you actually changed from TMA to... It's a pain in the arse, mate, Colin. I completely agree, mate. It is a pain in the arse. Once you know how to do it, so Colin, fair play, mate, and it's nice to see you doing well as well. Deany on the ball can take players out of the game with his brute force and offer more space for Kane and Rashford. So the thing is, though, it's like Carroll. If Carroll was fit, this is an if, a massive if.
Massive.
A player like Carroll, same with Deany, if he was fit and thick, would offer us something in the last 20 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it'd be a good impact player.
You look at the facts of ain't it? Yeah, Colin. You look at the facts with England. You know, I'll do the minuses first. You know, the minuses, we lost 3 games at the World Cup. 3 of them were against 2 really good top sides.
Yeah.
And we didn't score many goals in open play.
No.
The plus is, Southgate utilised, said, look, this is what we think. We did this on the World Cup podcast. Yeah. This is what we're not good at. Let's hide. And he's very clever. I'll give him his due. He's very clever hiding our deficiencies, our weaknesses until we got a little bit, only a little bit, we got a little bit exposed against Croatia.
Yeah.
But he hid those deficiencies and worked on our strengths and said, look, we know we're not going to score many open play. Let's make sure, like Taylor used to do, let's work on these set pieces, treat them pretty much like a penalty.
Exactly.
And it worked, and full credit to Southgate. So that's the plus.
Yeah.
And also, the youth's coming through. Okay, minus Troy, but we can get Chalobah and Hughesy. Yeah. Cleverly maybe, but definitely Chalobah and Hughes I think are a shoo-in already.
Yeah.
Cleverly will need at least half a season before he even convinces that he's even halfway there. Yeah. But he's got a chance. We've got the youth coming through with England, and this can only get better. It won't get worse. It can only get better under Southgate. That's my only worry. The only 2 worries is the goals from open play, which can be improved, and you know I quite believe it's the options up front. Right, he said on the debate on Sky Sports, and also the fact that our next step, we've made a semi-final. Park that now, keep that, bring the good feeling with us.
Yeah,
but exactly. Park that now. Say that's not going to do anything Euros, and just say right, what do we need to improve on? And it's the goal scoring, and also we need to beat one of these big sides because we had an easy job, but you still got to beat these teams ahead of you, which we did. Yep. Our next step is beating one of the big nations because you know it's going to be at least maximum quarter final before we play one of these. You're going to get a bigger team earlier in the Euros because it's stronger. Yeah. The Euros for me is always a stronger tournament than the World Cup in terms of meeting a big team quicker. Yeah. Because we we scored 5 goals against Panama. Okay, we still done it, but it was Panama. Yeah. You know, when we played against the likes of Croatia and it was their midfield that exposed us. You know, there's things that we will improve, and if Southgate carries on like he's doing and saying, right, I'm sticking with my policy, I've come out there, as long as they buy into it, I think we're going to get at least another semi-final again.
Yeah, I think the players have brought into it. I think they're all on board. I just, you know, for me though, the thing that's worrying now is that Deany is an English striker, and so is Andre Gray. And how many English strikers are playing in the Premier League? Hardly any.
I honestly think Gray would have more chance of getting in Southgate's lineup than Deany.
If Gray,
because of the way that Gray plays, because he's pacey and he plays off the shoulder.
I think if Gray was to go on a bit of a run, think it would be hard for Southgate to turn a blind eye. Because all of a sudden you've got another England striker that's prepared to knuckle down and work, you know, that can play, that I would probably fit in that system.
Yeah.
You know, but for me, I would, you know, the case with Deany I think is strong because we simply don't have enough English strikers in the Premier League. We're not seeing enough of them. The guys that are playing in the under-21s.
What do you mean, traditional or just general?
Generally.
Well, especially prolific.
Yeah, they're all being like shunned because the manager's coming in going, "You're English, I don't like you. You're English, you're rubbish." Well, I'm sorry, mate, but they're actually proving it on the international stage. You've got to give these guys a chance.
Look at how many. I mean, this is in a different era. This is Euro '96, by the way, 22 years ago. You look how many 20, 25 plus strikers we had. Potentially, you had Sheringham. These were very. But look at this though. They were very old school players, target men. Surles, Shearer. So it says Surles, Shearer, Sheringham, Fowler. This is before Owen.
Yep.
Fowler, Collymore.
Cole.
Yep.
Cole. Cole.
That's a handful.
I mean, you'd kill to have another one of those. Righty.
Yeah. See?
Righty was still doing it.
Yeah.
In 1996, he was just approaching that crest. He was just going over that crest.
Yeah.
He was still relevant.
Still in his prime.
You had at least 6 players that can get you minimum 20 goals, not 30. Shearer would get you 30 easily. Fowler would get you 30.
Yeah.
They were the 2 30-goal strikers. So, but in those days you had big, powerful.
Yeah.
It was a different era. But you look at the wealth of talent we had back then, and Deany would have fitted into that mould because he's a big, bulky. You know, he's so big, bulky. You don't really want to say that word because it degrades him a little bit. But he's a big, bulky action. You know, getting amongst just
He's got the physical presence.
Nationality was Chris Sutton.
He was English.
He was English, but he pulled out of an England B international, and then Hoddle wouldn't play him again. Yeah, that was basically his international career knackered. But a few months later, then he gets sacked anyway. So
yeah, exactly. So it didn't do him any favours.
But I always maintain that Hoddle never got the credit he deserved.
No, he didn't.
For his tactical awareness. I know he's a bit of an arrogant git, but right, okay. We've got a couple of things. Right, Gracia. Fair play. Before we get on to it, it's just fair play that he's got his manager. He is the only one I think that should have won that anyway because of the progression of a smaller team. And everyone's banging on it. I mean, it's great at the moment. It's not going to happen, but everyone's banging on about Leicester. Watford's the new Leicester.
Yeah, no. I mean,
what about, like we said, we know it's not going to happen, but we know we're going. Let's live in the moment. Enjoy. Another week of thing. I'm not saying we're going to get completely spanked by United, but let's just enjoy it. No,
good on him. He deserves it.
But I said this last year that I was fearful of Tottenham, and we drew and we should have won.
Yeah.
Blatant penalty. United, Youngie stole the show. And we lost 4-2.
Yeah.
But actually, I thought we played really well against United. I just thought we afforded him too much space.
Yeah.
They were good goals as well.
Yeah, they were. But I think, like I said, with Gracia, I think Gracia fully deserves it without a shadow of a doubt. He's installed his style of play, and he has changed the atmosphere in that dressing room. God knows how. I just don't understand how he's done it.
Done so good.
He's
definitely
he's installed this positivity into him, and he's made them believe that we can do something, and he's actually decided to go with 2 up top as well, which I think is also helping us massively. And now we have after the international break, who returns?
Confident against United.
Yeah, but who else is in line for a return? Deulofeu. If he's declared fit, which I think Gracia was sort of hinting that he is.
He'll be on the bench.
Where do you fit him in the system?
Well, firstly, I would say, like you said, he'll sit on the bench.
Right, that's
well, he won't start straight away because he's coming back from injury.
Say if he was fit, he's had a couple of substitute appearances. Where would you put him?
I couldn't.
I'd have to shuffle the pack.
I couldn't do it.
You'd have to put him on the right.
You could probably maybe shuffle Hughes in the centre and put him on the.
Yeah, and put him on the
right.
I'll take Capoue out.
Yeah, he's the only one. He's the only one I could sacrifice.
I drop Capoue purely because I think Hughes failed. if he was fit. Yeah,
exactly. I think that's where it's going to happen.
I love the fact that he plays a flat, not an attack in a flat, but acts as an attacking 4-4-2. It's simple. They all know how to play it.
Exactly.
We've got an identity once again. Okay, we're under the snake. It's Silver at the time. We said he had it because we did know what we were about. Now we've got another identity, and I think they look comfortable.
Yeah,
they look organised as well. We've got that attacking threat, but with the organisation at the back.
Against Spurs, it's an own goal they scored. Let's face it, it was an own goal.
That's
the only way they scored.
The only way they would score is if we fell asleep a little bit, which we did.
Silly mistake.
Silly mistake that cost
blame
us.
Foster, mainly.
Communication in general was
between both Cabasadi and Foster.
I think they just all got a bit.
And Decore, to be fair, he tried to help out and ended up becoming the villain in a way, not the villain in the white sense that it came off him and went in.
Yeah.
We wouldn't lambast him, but he was the villain in that piece because it was his own goal.
Well, yeah, he come running back to help out, and it just cannoned off him, and you saw Foster's reactions. It's the same.
We know Spurs fans, and the minute we equalised, I was like, got a point here, and like Pidge said, it's like, there's only one winner here, it's us. They were panicking, booting the ball, they didn't know what hit them. And the tempo, I think last year we'd have probably just stood back and held on for the draw, wouldn't we?
I think probably would have done.
It's like, now it's on this, I want 3 points.
Let's go for it.
That was an unbelievable game like I said, for an hour we're chasing shadows. And then something kicked in them, and it was unbelievable. I don't know what Gracia's doing, but it's magnificent.
Well, he seems to do something because he did that against Chelsea as well. We just, even though we said it's a bit more dominant against Chelsea, we were very dominant against Chelsea, but it just kicked in after 1-1.
Yeah.
When we were in this case, it was a 1-0.
1-0.
It took us a lot of character against a very, very good side.
We all said at half time it needed somebody to score to spark the game really into life.
It did, yeah.
Thankfully that did happen, but yeah, Gracia getting manager of the month is fully deserved. I think Pereira got the match of the day magazine player of the month.
Or
goal of the month.
It's still prestigious. It's still a very good reward that is for his efforts, deservedly.
Yeah, he's been brilliant.
Yeah, so that was a good award for him to get. Because it's good to see that that's like Match of the Day magazine. That's the old Match football magazine.
And that's fans voting for it as well.
Fans,
and that makes it a bit more. They appreciate it a bit more, don't they?
That's the youngsters. The youngsters are actually looking at it going, you know what? That was actually goal of the month. That he was actually player of the month.
Future fans, the fans now, but they're the future of
they're our future.
The future fans.
He deserves it as well as Garcia because he's been brilliant for us so far. Outstanding.
You can pick 2 or 3 as well. He was being one of the standouts, but you can pick at least 2 or 3 more people that could say that they could have been in a shout or something. Dustcart's been solid.
I think we should also give Andre. I think we've got to give Andre Gray a little mention in that because he finished 3rd in the Match of the Day 2 poll for goal of the month.
Yeah.
He came 3rd out of all the contenders.
That against Burnley.
That one-touch finish, fantastic finish, wasn't it? Very cool. Looked like a striker that's been scoring 20-odd goals a season.
With that finish,
not a guy who's scoring 5 goals a season.
Exactly.
And that's not a knock in him. It just shows the comfort that he's got with working with Deano. We said that all last season. We need a 2 up front. And how great it would be if, say, like for argument's sake, Penaranda got his work permit. Akaka, he's working on his fitness. We've got another shout out there, and
got this Hernandez kid to come in next year.
Cucho coming in next season.
Apparently he scored against Barcelona the other week.
Really? He loves Barcelona, doesn't he? Because he scored the reserve side. Now he's banging in against the
impressive for anyone.
I don't think that's doing our favours very much because they've been looking at him.
More money, mate. More goals he gets. Lovely jubbly.
The only problem was he scored against Barcelona, but his team lost 8-2.
Every cloud.
I know, but this is Barcelona. How old is he though?
He's only about 20.
There you go, against an excellent team to do that. Imagine what you do here.
Yeah.
If we ever see him.
I think we will. I think we will see him. I think we will see Panoranda. I think whatever's going on with that paperwork stuff, they might. I think they're working on it behind the scenes because they've got to get it sorted out.
Yeah.
How can it be an issue?
As we've said, if it was a big club, it'd have been sorted by now. City United, they'd have got it by now.
Exactly.
It won't be buggering them about, would they?
The thing is, how refreshing it is that we can say we are not selling him. We don't need to sell him. You know, you can offer 100 million, but we don't need to sell. I'm not saying he would, but you know, we don't need to sell him. We're not Watford of 8-9 years ago, where you know we were buying dodgy third choice left backs from Stoke. You know, not being funny, but he was awful. Yeah. You know, he's no Gary Porter, was he? No. Wilkinson, was it Wilkinson? It was a left back we had back when Dyche was manager for that season.
Oh God!
I thought he was rubbish.
Paul Mayo?
No, not Mayo. That Mayo was further back. Mr. Mayo. He was around Lewington's era.
The only one I can think of was Mike Williamson, but he was ex-Newcastle.
No, I don't want to Sergeant Wilco. I don't want to go against Sergeant Wilco because he was class for us. Yeah. That's the original Sergeant Wilco. And I know it's like Billy Wilkinson from Leeds, Wilco and Penrice, mate. That was the combination. I
can't think.
You know who I'm on about, don't you? But, you know,
I can picture him. I can't. Boys and girls, if you know who it is, can you message us in?
Everyone's banging on about Robinson. He's a poor man's Holbass.
He's another one.
And this is a guy coming from Holbass, was useless last season. Holbass, fantastic. Last season, the mistake versus Spurs would have last season cost us. That was from Sir Ray. I think that was pretty much last season. We don't want to look, and like I say, Ray's one of these people as well. Like he says, don't want to look back, but he's absolutely right with that though. Because
we never would have won that game last year.
It just proves how comfortable and how the confidence. You know, we say early days, but you get the points now.
Oh God, yeah.
When we go on a bad run, because we will go on a bad run. We don't want to, but every team will go on some run.
We're 12 points clear at the moment.
Yeah, it depends how long the run is. Yeah. We're getting the points already.
Yeah,
nick something from United as well.
I'm very confident on that. I reckon we can beat them.
I just think we can win the next 3 games.
I've said to my mate Lee, who's next door, I said, I bet you any money Fulham cockers up. Any money. I reckon they will. That's Watford all over that would be. Beat United or draw. And then
we stifled Fulham's midfield.
Yeah, they're not that good.
Mitrovic's whole game plan is getting from Tom Kearney.
Yeah, you cut him out.
Kearney?
Yeah, Tom Kearney.
Quality class.
They don't play Session. He don't start him a lot. I'd love to buy him.
It's because they've got Schürrle.
So what? Come to Watford then, Session?
Session will come on loan to us, mate. He'll have to wait for Holbass to play badly. But right, okay. On this day, nice new book, charity shop this time, because I was going to get it officially, but we got it from a charity shop. No live stream here, mate. I tell you. Right, okay. So Saturday, 9th of October. No, not October. It's a thing in September, isn't it? I've got October anyway. I'm a month ahead already. Right, okay. 9th of September. Okay. Watford dismissed Wimbledon 3-0 at Vicarage Road. The first 7 3-goal victories in which nothing less of a disappointing season. After a harsh decision to dismiss the visitors' goalkeeper, Pat Heald, for handling outside the area, Nordin Vuta and Marcus Gale gave the Hornets a 2-goal lead. The game highlights was the 3rd goal, scored by tenacious fullback Paul Robinson, TMA's own Paul Robinson, with a tackle that flew into the net as it was struck with real intent. The visitors' lineup combined 3 future Hornets: Neil Ardley, Jermaine Darlington, and Jody McAnuff.
Jody McAnuff.
That was on this day in September. Let's have a look. 9th of September 2001. There we go. And Mr. Roulier is online, mate.
My old mate. Hello, son.
Right, okay. You could do the non-league soon. We'll do it in about 5 minutes.
I'm just looking at Woody's comments because I've not been able to see him tonight, so I've been missing the entertainment.
We're going to do a Leicester.
Sorry, did you not take note? It was tech issue your end.
Woody's been going on for the last half an hour about our tech issues, but
we have sorted it.
Yeah, right. Shout out to, once again, can we just have thoughts and prayers to Helen Long? I know you give the update for Phil Simmons, so you can do that as well, mate. Helen Long and Alicia, sad passing. I think it was yesterday, the day before. I think it was Friday. So Helen, just condolences to you and the family. There's a Just Giving page and Enjoy the Game. Shorty set that up, so if the link's not on our page, go and enjoy the game. And there's a Just Giving link to Helen. Just donate what you can as well. Philip Stevenson's son was in a bad way. He announced it, shall I say, on Facebook yesterday morning, and you said he's got luckily there's a bit of light at the end of the tunnel as well with Phil's.
Yeah, he has dropped an update to say that the doctors have identified the problem with his son. It is only a minor thing, and he is due to have a minor op in the next couple of days, I do believe. So that's very pleasant to hear, and hopefully it goes all well for him. So yes,
exactly. Yes. Right, non-league young man. Oh man, not quite a young man, but you're a very young man.
I am. The pad is back, people. The pad has returned after missing last week. And it's
tut.
Oh man, it's
ups and downs, isn't it?
Ups and downs. Oh man, it's painful at the minute watching Hemel play because they simply just cannot buy a win. Yesterday at home to Billericay, I know there was a couple of people up there for members of TMA because I saw the pictures. Guys, if you do go up there and you see me, come and tap me on the shoulder and say hello because I won't. I'm quite happy to have a chat.
Gently.
Just give us a tap.
One the other shoulder and rub around the other.
Yeah, and if I've got a pint in my hand, don't knock it over.
Drink it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Hemel, despite dominating the first half, and how I still can't understand how they didn't go in 3-0 up at half time, succumbed to a 2-0 defeat by Billericay Town. Like I say, I'm just devastated with this at the minute because it's painful. The cracking attendance yesterday up there, 821.
That's very good. That's very good.
Great attendance. Quite a few from Billericay come up as well, so it was lovely to see them. Better news for St Albans. They were away at East Thurrock yesterday. By the way, this is in the National League South. Mr. Lathwell, hope you're listening. Getting that one right.
Yeah, definitely.
They ran out 4-2 winners against East Thurrock United away. East Thurrock had a 326 attendance, but in the National League South, it is not pretty reading because Hemel are now languishing in 17th place. St Albans are about 5 places above them in 12th. But it is an incredibly tight league this season. They've got there are some good teams in it, so hopefully Hemel pick up soon. Lloyd Doyley and Darren Ward both played yesterday for the Tudors. Doyley come on as a substitute, putting a cracker across.
I see Wardy doing so well as well.
Yeah, I don't think Wardy's got much left in the tank, to be honest. Because
what a class player he was. I loved Wardy. So is Doyley though, to be fair, mate. Sorry, mate. Go on, Karen.
Yeah, no. There's the FA. Now the FA Cup was on again yesterday. This is the first official qualifying round. So they've got to go. I think it's either 3 or 4 qualifying rounds.
What was the first round? This is the first round.
This is the first qualifying round. The other round.
This is the start. Or how many before this? This is the first start of the whole rounds.
Yeah, this is the start to get into the first round proper now.
This is the very first one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is the very first one.
Okay, yeah.
So this is where you've got all the non-league teams from below Hemel's league.
So Southern Premier and Southern Division
Southern
1
Premier,
and all that sort of
whatever
stuff.
they're all called these days because I can't keep up with it.
Oh.
But yeah, Berkhamsted Town were involved in it yesterday, and they got a cracking 1-1 draw away against a team called Coggeshall. I do not know where they're from, but they have got a replay this Tuesday at 7:45 at Broadwater down there. So if you haven't got anything to do, I don't know if England are playing that night. I think they might be.
Yeah.
But if you want to go and watch a bit of non-league football, it is an FA Cup replay. So that kicks off at 7:45. So and also
decent enough, wasn't it?
Yeah, and Bedford Town they got through comfortably 3-0 against Enfield as well. So it's it was pretty good for them. Pretty good for Hertfordshire and Bedfordshire boys in the cup. Just wish the league for Hemel would improve because they've got no win in 7 now, and that is worrying.
Yeah. And they're about 8th or 9th from bottom at the moment.
Well, Hemel are about 7th from bottom.
That's what I mean. That's what
it's worrying. The slide they're on a big slide.
Oh, here we go. Alan's come on. It was the first. Sorry, mate. To
That's all right.
It was the first qualifying round of the FA Cup. There are two preliminary rounds. Oh, right. There's 2 before this. In effect, it's the third round of matches. So pretty much, you were right. Yeah. Pretty much the first one, but There's 2 more matches. So, God, blimey. So when does it start? About August then, must do.
Yeah, they started in August this year because there's so many teams now entering it that they've had to bump it back even further. I think some of them might have even played in July, just so they can get up to speed, because the first round proper is, I do believe, is it early November? Is it early November, and then you have the second round in December, and then the third round's in January. The third round is when we come in January. So you think some of those times, if any of those teams from here, non-league, get all that way, flipping heck.
The really small teams like, Luton and stuff like that are in the first round, and the big teams like Watford and Arsenal and Chelsea, that lot in the third round, aren't they?
Yeah, third and fourth. So, but yeah, there's like I say, the replay for Bournemouth is this Tuesday at Broadwater at 7:45. The other boys are back in action. Bournemouth actually didn't have a game this weekend. I don't know what happened, but they were meant to play Sutton United, I believe, and for some reason, I haven't been able to find the result.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was called off or something happened, which meant they couldn't play it.
This is for you and Sue for helping out as well. But this is for thanks to shout out to Sue as well. But this is for you. It's a great sound and great picture, so it's a step up.
Yeah.
So Greg, thank you very much, mate, because it's great feedback from you, mate. We will try and do it from now on with phones, not necessarily Moobs. We'll try and do it as much for Moobs as we can, but if not, we'll do it from phones as well. So as long as it stays like this, and we can get this camera angle, we'll do it from phones, because as long as we can save them, we'll put them on YouTube. It's much better. So if it's a step up, mate. So thank you very much, Sue, for helping us out as well, and you for setting up the camera as well.
That's
so,
all right. Hem will actually go out on the road this Saturday. They're going to Western Supermare. That will not be an easy game for them. St Albans are at home to Concord. So if you fancy trying to do a double header on Saturday, go and watch St Albans and then bomb over to the Vic in time. Well, it might be pushing it for kickoff, but
if you bomb, you should be able to.
Yeah, I'm sure if someone drops one. And Bournemouth are also at home to Barrow as well on next Saturday. So. Looks like they're going to get a game. I'm still wondering what happened with them. I'll have to do some digging on that.
Yes.
But yes, that is the non-league stuff, and it's like I say, for Hemel, it's painful. It's painful.
It's very painful. I share your pain.
Yes.
Because I used to go, like I say, I've always banged on. Used to go to Hemel, so I always take a quick interest. So hopefully, shout out to Boggy and Brennan. I hope it really goes well for you guys. So there was 5,000 Dunfermline fans there. I think it's one of the shout outs you did earlier. He said shout out Dunfermline, the mighty Dunfermline. Woohoo!
I didn't mention Dunfermline.
I don't know, but he said this.
Who's that?
You did. Shut up.
I never come on here and make sense, so tradition continued by Greg Evans. So shout out Greg and Graham, thank you very much.
Who commented about 5,000 Dunfermline fans?
The 500 Dunfermline. The 5,000 sounds even better. I'll go with that.
5,000. I ain't got 500 written down here. I said 821.
He has though. Alan has though. Right. Just remember, 2nd of November, the Cali night. With John Barnes, Seren Viz, Morpheus, evening, sir.
Yes.
He's late again.
Where's our sweets?
Yeah, again.
The confectionery should be flowing. Yes, Sue's quite angry as well, next door as well. Right, Nigel Callahan, John Barnes night. We've been promising Cali we're going to plug this. Absolute pleasure to do it as well. We hopefully, all being well, we keep banging on about this. We will be sitting here on the sofa, minimum ringing us. But he said he will try and come here because we've been plugging it as well. Seren, I know, has been plugging it, so I'll get a big shout out to him as well. So it's a night on the 2nd of November. We've got the event up on our event page for this podcast, so click on that. There's a ticket line there as well, so you can order tickets online. I think the first ticket is £30, which is just a general night out ticket. It goes all the way up to about £115 for the meal, like VIP meet and greet, the evening itself. So even if you pay just the £30, get down there. It'll be a fantastic night. They'll give loads of anecdotes and stories about their time at Watford, and also you get to see Cali and Barnes there. I mean, that's worth the 30 quid in itself. So
exactly.
More details click on the event page. It's an ongoing event we do now, rather than me taking ages posting the event on every week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday to get the event up for the forum. Click on the event page. It's got the direct link to the tickets on there as well, and a bit more information. So just pick your ticket. You get a meal with it involved. I think it's about £80, 50 to between £50 and £80. You get like the VIP and a meal. I think £50 the meal, and obviously a ticket. But either way, if you pay £30, you get in, you get a ticket for a great night. So yeah, so if you can make it, guys, 2nd of November. We'll give you more details next Sunday when I'm joined by the three of us again, and with Begley. We've got Beggars back on.
We've got Beggars.
The Man United view. That's all I can say. Beggars is back on. This is a Man United fan. I do apologise for having Man United filth on this show, but this is the top guy. He was here last week, so the weird fella with the grey polo shirt last week, he will be back, sitting where the Deano is sitting. Brian Adams. It's like it will be like the summer '69 next week. He'll be running to us as well. We'll run to you, so you know, and hopefully he won't be waking up the neighbours anytime soon as well. So they roll off the tongue.
Yeah, they roll off the tongue.
So, guys, I'll let you do your bit, Moobs. But
there's one other thing first before we quickly. The ladies.
The ladies.
Right. Just a quick one on ladies. There's a couple of things. Yesterday, they played. They were away at Oxford. Ladies came from a goal down to win 2-1 with goals from O'Leary and captain Helen Ward popping up with a winner. But this Wednesday, this is why I want to quickly get it in. This Wednesday, they are at home at Kings Langley Football Club to Queen's Park Rangers, ladies. Oh. So it's I've got it down as a 7:45 kickoff. I don't know. I think that's right. I'll double check it. But if you're not doing anything Wednesday, guys and girls, and you're in the area, pop down to Kings Langley Football Club and cheer on the girls, because the more support they get, they really, really do appreciate the support they get. So if you're at loose end, you know, get down there. It's £6 to get in, £3 for children.
Half price for a season ticket.
Yeah, and if you're a Watford season ticket holder, take your season ticket down, show it on the gate. You should get let in for half price. Fantastic. And that's also with the adults, kids, and I think the concession one goes into the adult one as well. So, but like I say, take your season tickets down there, show them on the gate. You get in half price. Like I say, it's a great night, and the bar's open as well. What more could you ask for? They also have a burger van there that does tea, coffee, and hot food. You know, just get down there and support the girls, because they, like I say, they really do appreciate it. And here's one for all you lot last week, because I don't think many people realised. At the end of the Spurs game, I was coming out of my seat, and who should be walking down? Who was walking in front of me? Helen Ward.
Oh, yeah.
She was actually at the game watching Watford.
Super Wardy.
Yeah,
Super Wardy.
And she was in the Rookery end. She was in the Rookery, so
fantastic.
She didn't travel with the girl. I know the girls had a game last Sunday, but because she'd been on international duty, they gave her the weekend off, because it would it'd be too much. So yeah, she was in the crowd watching us beat Tottenham last weekend. So. Yes, that is. So like I say, I just thought I'd quickly mention that, because.
Right, £3 season ticket holders. Seren's going on Wednesday. We've had a bit of an issue with bonbons for Sue, but it's been rectified by Seren. So cheers, mate. The panic has been averted.
Means you're not going to get your balls cut off.
That's it. They've been available on a podcast or any plans to. Greg, we put it on YouTube, mate. So if you go on Telemade Army TV on YouTube, it will be uploaded on there, mate. Either tonight or this week, definitely will be uploaded, mate. So go on YouTube, TaylorMade Army TV, Greg. Alan, just final bit before you do your finishing. Kings Langley play Northwood at Kings Langley on Tuesday night. Nefer Cup replay. I don't know if you said.
I was looking for that. I couldn't even see it.
Please go down if you're doing nothing on Tuesday night. That's a shout out from. And then Helen Ward took a £10 Sweets for All sweet box to Wales. Who's Helen Ward? Stuart Higginson.
Stuart, she is the Watford ladies captain. That's who she is.
Watford ladies captain.
The ladies captain.
And big shout out to Mick in Hawaii.
Holla
Holla from Hawaii. Mick's doing is we need to see get your suntan out for the lads, mate. Well, not quite yet. We don't want to see that actually, exactly. But we'll take your word for it.
Can you actually bring us back like one of those things they wear around their necks? You know.
Right, we will be barbecuing with Sir Ray, hopefully, weather permitting, next Sunday. You may be able to get there, but we'll give you a report on that, depending on that thing. But we'll be back next Sunday, where myself, the young man, still a young man, the man, the myth, the legend, Deano, and Begley, aka Beggars, aka Brad Adams, will be back here talking about the Manchester United view from the stands, so we'll get him done as well. So right, we are going to finish. Like I said, we do apologise for technical issues. Thanks, Sue. Deano, thank you very much for sorting out. Right, so Greg, thank you ever so much for your comments about the video and obviously backwards. We will try and ratify that, so the Watford thing will be switched round, but I can sort that out. Yeah. We're just literally backwards anyway, but so it really doesn't matter. So my haircut's pretty much backwards, but there you go. It's more backwards than the
backwards.
It's the Watford bit is turned up. That's the least of it. We'll just lower the video a bit more again. But
actually, I can just spot it in the top corner of it.
But also, send me a boost in Czech Republic, please, Greg. We will, mate. Right, you're not happy, apparently.
Yeah.
I'm not happy.
Not happy, mate.
Takes a lot for me to be happy these days, I tell you. But I'm still not happy with you lot because you ain't doing the job properly. And I've told you enough blinking times, week after week after week after week, and I'll stop it there. Otherwise, I'll go too far. Right. Go and tell all your Watford mates about TMA, because I'm getting pretty annoyed about this. I've asked you week in, week out, what is going on, people? Will you please explain this to me, please? You know, go and tell everyone, every Watford fan you know, even the person sitting next to you in the stadium, I want you to tell them. And if they're a member, tap them on the shoulder and say, tell the other person next to them, because I'm still not bloody happy! How many times have I got to tell you that? I want you to go out and tell everyone. Just tell everyone now. You can tell milkman, a delivery man, a butcher, a shopkeeper, someone in Tesco, Asda, Sainsbury's, Lidl, Aldi. Just tell them if they're Watford fans. Tell them to come over to TMA and tell them what we're all about. Like I say, Pidge has apologised for tonight, the technical issue, which we have rectified.
It's worked out even better, actually, because the camera's even
exactly.
Every cloud again.
Every cloud has a silver lining. But guys, please just go out and tell everyone you know who's a Watford fan to come over and join us. Because this is one thing, I've said it so many times, we all love doing it. We love seeing you boys and girls tune in every week because we appreciate your comments. But we want other people's comments as well. So please tell them. And remember, if they're Watford fans, 3 simple questions. If they're Watford fans, they're going to know the answers. If they're not Watford fans, we don't want them. It's Watford fans only. So I don't think I can put it better than that, can I?
I really don't think you can. So it's good night from you.
It's good night from him.
Good night for him.
Right, see you later, guys. Thank you very much. Cheers.
Right.